How often do you get all excited and revved up, tell yourself that you're going to lose weight, and then a few days later, a few weeks later, you've completely lost all focus? Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is day 2 of my very exclusive sub-series of the JoLynn Braley Show, the 12 Days of Weight Loss. Welcome to day 2 of the 12 Days of Weight Loss. This is JoLynn Braley. This is the JoLynn Braley Show, broadcasting since the first week of January 2013. And this month, here in the holiday season of 2018, I got the fantastic idea to gift to you the exclusive sub-series of the JoLynn Braley Show, the 12 Days of Weight Loss. Today, we are moving on to day 2. Make sure that you've already done day 1 because each of these segments will build on the previous. If this is your first time tuning in to the 12 Days of Weight Loss, I recommend listening to the introduction, then moving on to day 1, and then coming back to this episode here, which is day 2, if you want to get the very most out of this completely free, exclusive gift, the 12 Days of Weight Loss. The purpose of the 12 Days of Weight Loss is to help you move forward and stop gaining the holiday weight and actually start moving into successful weight loss. Now, keep in mind, even though this is the 12 Days of Weight Loss and I'm recording this for you during the holiday season, the principles and the exercises of each of these days can absolutely be implemented any time of year. So if you have stepped into today's episode and it's July, then I recommend that you go to the introduction of the 12 Days of Weight Loss and then go to day 1, do that, and then come back here in day 2 and then just keep moving forward. I have a very special, exclusive bonus for you to make the 12 Days of Weight Loss even more impactful so that you'll get even better results out of it. And it'll be even easier for you to work through each of the very simple steps of the 12 Days of Weight Loss. You can get my very exclusive bonus by going to www.fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. And then we will email you a daily worksheet for each of the days of the 12 Days of Weight Loss. And these very special worksheets contain extra tips to help you get the very most out of the 12 Days of Weight Loss. So you want to make sure that you opt in for that. It's totally free. You can start that now at www.fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. And that's the number 1, the number 2, and the word days. Hey, if you have never, ever listened to the JoLynn Braley Show before and you have no idea who I am JoLynn Braley. I am the founder of the JoLynn Braley Show. I launched my mind-body weight loss business in March 2007. And in 2009, I began professionally coaching awesome coaching clients to struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less. I still do that work at this time, and it's very, very empowering, very, very exciting for my clients because they come to me struggling with out-of-control eating, binge eating, emotional eating, food addiction, food obsessions, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, constantly second-guessing themselves, not knowing which end is up, constant spinning anxiety, or anxiety at specific times of the day, or just an ongoing feeling of being in the wrong place, like they don't belong. All right. The thing is that my coaching clients, they have many different struggles, but in general, they are struggling with food and weight, and they want to lose weight, and they want to keep the weight off. I've actually even had some clients who had weight loss surgery, and that doesn't even fix this problem, because the problem is not a physical problem. It's not a food problem. It's a mental problem. It's a psychological problem. Mindset, the psychology, is 92.8% of the problem. If you do not stop running and chasing short-term diet tricks, if you don't heal the root of the real problem, you will continue to struggle endlessly because you aren't addressing what the real problem is. And that's why I do the empowering work that I do with my amazing coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet, to help them break free of their food and weight struggles, to give them the skills and the tools to use for a lifetime so that they can remain struggle-free with food and their weight. It's pretty darned magical. That's what I hear from my clients all the time. I've heard many of them say that they wouldn't have believed me if I had told them before they hired me where they could end up, because it's such a major transformation. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I actually work directly with them over the phone. It's two-way communication, which you must have for the most empowering, powerful transformation, and it's pretty cool. Hey, if you actually are serious about putting an end to your food and weight battles once and for all, and you know that you deserve to achieve struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less, then you need to apply for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. You could start with that by going to www.discovery-session.com. This is for you if you really are serious about giving yourself the best gift that you could ever give to yourself, because the gift of releasing your food and weight battles, the gift of feeling fantastic about yourself, the gift of raising your self-confidence, raising your self-esteem, stepping into your own power, this is a gift that when you give this to yourself, it will never go out of style, it will never expire, and it will only increase in power the longer you live and the longer you use it. It's not like some kind of Christmas gift that you buy and it falls apart, or you eat it, or it goes out of style. It's expendable. Are you expendable? Is your self-esteem expendable? What about the mental toil, pain, and frustration that you're in every day because you can't control your eating? What would it be like to finally release that? So if you really are serious about giving yourself the best gift you ever could give yourself, start now by heading over to www.discovery-session.com. All right, so now here on today's episode, number 2, day 2 of the 12 days of weight loss, it's going to be easier for you to use the daily worksheets to go through this. And like I said, you can opt in for those at www.fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. Actually, the very easiest way to move through the 12 days of weight loss is if you are one of my awesome coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet, ask me for help. Because if you're doing this totally on your own, you're not going to be able to go as deep with yourself as you can with me helping you. So just tell me that when you get stuck, or if you don't understand one of these steps, and I can definitely help you. That's no big deal for me to help you. If you have not gotten the worksheets yet and you're not one of my clients in the Inner Self Diet, then you can pull out pen and paper right now. And then you know what you can do is you can go through the today's step of day 2 of the 12 days of weight loss. And then when you get the worksheets, you can come back and do the 12 days of weight loss again with the worksheets. That would be a very good idea. A huge mistake that so many are making is they think that to get a core transformation that all they have to do is buy a book and not even read it and that they're going to get a change. Or buy a book and then read a couple chapters but don't do anything the book says and they're going to get a change. Or do the 12 days of weight loss but only listen to me talk and they think that they are getting a change by just listening to me talk. They never get the worksheets. They never pull out pen and paper. These are all huge mistakes. Okay? Another mistake is to think that you can do a writing exercise once and that's it. Oh, now I'm all changed. No, you have to be consistent and you have to repeat. Repetition is critical for success. I recommend actually doing the 12 days of weight loss more than once. However, if you don't have a coach in your corner, it's going to be very difficult to accomplish this because your subconscious patterns of struggle and your subconscious patterns of overeating are going to be easier for you to do than it will be to complete the 12 days of weight loss on your own. And I'm not trying to be a bummer or to suggest defeat before you've even started. What I'm sharing with you is a heads up to avoid these mistakes. All right? Because if I didn't give you the heads up of the huge mistakes that you could potentially make because they're very easy to make, then you won't have the awareness of these mistakes and it'll just be easier to go eat more cookies because that's what you are used to doing. Does this make sense? Okay. So, number 1, opt in for the worksheets at www.fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. Number 2, until you get the worksheets, just use pen and paper. Number 3, do the 12 days of weight loss more than once. All right. You want to work through each of the steps in succession and then do it again. Number 4, to get the biggest, baddest, most awesome transformation, you want to be working with a high-level, highly skilled coach who has a proven step-by-step system to walk you through, like I do in the Inner Self Diet. The 12 days of weight loss is not the Inner Self Diet, okay? Just to be clear. The 12 days of weight loss is something simple that can be communicated without two-way communication. Okay, does that make sense? The work that I do in the Inner Self Diet is very deep transformational work, and most of it doesn't even make any logical sense, and that's why it works. So the 12 days of weight loss is something that I can gift to you, and you can take action with it right now and see what you get, okay? But you're not going to get anything if you don't do it. Okay, so with all of that preamble, with all of that heads up, with all of that info that I gave you with the intention of wanting to see you succeed, otherwise I wouldn't share any of this with you. I would just say, oh, hey, how you doing? Yay, it's the 12 days of weight loss. Okay, so here's a thought for the day. Yeah, okay, let's think about this. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. Bye. That would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? But no, I take my work very seriously, and that's maybe possibly why my clients get such awesome, amazing results working with me personally in the Inner Self Diet. Could be possible. It might just be so. All right. Day 2 of the 12 days of weight loss. Here is the question to write down on your paper, and then write your answer to this question. And I did say about 10 minutes ago that each of these days of the 12 days of weight loss build upon the next. So you need to have completed day 1 to step into day 2 if you want to get the most out of this. If you don't give a rip and you don't want to really help yourself succeed, then do whatever you're going to do. Hey, I'm just giving suggestions. Okay, so the question to write down for day 2, when I look at what I wrote for day 1, is this really, honestly, truly my biggest weight loss why? All right? You need to go back to your paperwork to day 1 and look at what you wrote down for your weight loss why. And what exactly did you write? Did you just write one thing? Oh, well, the reason that I want to lose weight is because I've always wanted it. Or did you make a list of 20 different reasons? What we're doing here on day 2 is clarifying and deepening your weight loss why. Because if you're like most who are struggling with out of control eating, binge eating, food addiction, emotional eating, sugar addiction, using food as a crutch, fat fears, FAT, fear attracting thoughts, you're just totally messed up with food and your weight. All right? There's millions of people who are all messed up with this. And hey, I've been there too. I totally know what it's like. It's much better on the other side, but you got to get out of your comfort zone to get to the other side. If you're like everyone else, then you have a pat answer for why you want to lose weight. But if that answer, and it might be what you wrote down for day 1, if that answer were so strong and so powerful, then you wouldn't lose focus. You wouldn't, quote unquote, forget why it's so important for you to stick with your healthy lifestyle plan. You wouldn't make excuses. You wouldn't lie to yourself. You wouldn't tell yourself later, Monday, New Year's Day. We all know that New Year's Day doesn't change anything because then the excuse is, oh, but it's January 1st. It's a holiday, so I'll start on the 2nd. Oh, I can't start on the 2nd because, it's not a Monday. And so I'll have to wait till next Monday. And by then, you're just back into the same old thing. Oh, got to start next Monday. Never ends. Okay? So, and hey, I'm not just making stuff up. You look at your own results, and your results never lie. If you want different results, you've got to do something totally, radically, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious different in order to get supercalifragilisticexpialidocious different results. Does that make sense? That's why when I work with my clients in the Inner Self Diet and the work I do is so different, they get massively different results. That's how it all rolls out there. So, what is your biggest weight loss why? You have to really dig deep. And so if you didn't do this on day 1, then you've got an opportunity now to do it on day 2. So what I suggest you do is you write on your paper, first write down what you thought your biggest weight loss why was that you wrote down for day 1. And if you really honestly think that that's it, then what I want you to do is come up with 10 reasons why that's it. 10 reasons why what you wrote on day 1 is your biggest weight loss why. And on the other side, if what you wrote on day 1 is the same thing that you've been telling yourself for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, oh, well, I want to lose weight because I want to look better. Okay. Then if that were so important to you, you wouldn't lose focus on it. You would make it your main goal. So then maybe that's not really the biggest reason why you want to lose weight. It's not your true motivator. You also need to get very clear when identifying your weight loss why. Are you telling yourself that you should lose weight Because why? Whenever it's a should, then that's not necessarily coming. In fact, it hardly ever is coming from within you. It's something that you picked up somewhere on the outside, either from the mainstream media or somebody told you that you should lose weight. You have to really get in touch with yourself and what you really want. Now, more than likely, what you really want is you want to eat all of your junk food every day and still be skinny. And that's why the schemes and the fake solutions for quickie fat loss are so popular, because that's what people really want. Well, how's that working out for you? I mean, that's all I can really say. I don't know what else to say about that, because it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. You have to change yourself. You have to change your eating habits. You have to change your lifestyle in order to get thin and stay thin. And the reason that you're not doing it is because you have a mindset problem. That's 92.8% of the problem. That's what needs to be worked out. That's what I do with my coaching clients in my proven step-by-step system in the Inner Self Diet. But you know what? Here on day 2 of the 12 days of weight loss, you just might uncover the lies that you've been telling yourself and the delusions that you've been keeping yourself in. And maybe this will be a wake-up for you, because what I am inviting you to do is to go to the depths to completely uncover your biggest weight loss why. I'm suggesting that you go beyond what you wrote on day 1, that you clarify what you wrote on day 1, and if what you wrote on day 1 is the same thing that you've been telling yourself for 30 years of why you want to lose weight, then it must not be the real strong motivator and reason that you've been telling yourself it is, because you still haven't accomplished your goal, right? So what you've got to find, and this is your second chance to do it, and then tomorrow we're going to move on to day 3 and a different topic. But without having a very, very strong weight loss why, then you're not going to last. The food will always win out, because if the food is more important to you than your weight loss why, then the food's going to win. Does this make sense? Okay? You know what's really interesting is there's all kinds of neat brain tricks, brain strategies. It's really cool stuff. Ninja stuff. And but it requires two-way communication, and this is part of what I do with my coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. But there's a way to change your focus and your value and switch it from the food to the body that you want. And then when your brain is wired to be more focused on the body you want and place a higher value on that than the value that you currently place on the food, then can you see how easy it would be to stick with your healthy eating plan? Does that make sense a little bit? All right. But that requires two-way communication, and it requires me. I have to be working with the individual and know where they're coming from to help them with those things. So what you can do here on your own is clarify, solidify, and emphasize your biggest weight loss why. Go beyond what you wrote on day one and make sure that you have gotten the most exciting, most empowering, most audacious, and meaningful meaningful weight loss why for yourself. It has to be so strong that you are actually going to go for it now and actually, get to your goal weight and stay there. I can't promise you that doing this on your own is going to be struggle-free, because what gives you struggle-free weight loss is the right mindset. But if you can get the meaningful and strongest, most powerful weight loss why for yourself, and then stay focused on that, then even if it's very, very hard for you to stick with your healthy eating plan, as long as you have the strong weight loss why in place and you maintain your focus on that, and that's more important to you than the short-term instant gratification of food, then you should be able to get through this. I still highly recommend that you have a coach in your corner, because there's all kinds of different nuances that could be going on with you personally and individually. There are ways to make sure that you uncover your biggest, most meaningful weight loss why, but that does require two-way communication. So does that make sense? I mean, of course, you're always going to get faster, deeper, better results when you've got communication going on with the professional coach who you have hired to be in your corner, to help you believe in yourself when you don't believe in yourself, to help you get down to the nitty-gritty, to help you see what you can't see, because you can't give you a good haircut. And what that means is the best hairstylists in the world, they've got all the skills, they've got all the know-how, they've got all the knowledge, they've got everything they need to give everybody else world-class haircuts. But do you think that they actually try to cut their own hair? Of course not. Why would they do that? That's silly. Ask them, they'd say, well, no, I don't want to look like an idiot because my hair would be all messed up if I did that. I'm smarter than that. So of course they don't try to give themselves their own haircut. They get a professional hairstylist to cut their hair. So why is it that you think that you can unravel all of your food and weight problems on your own when you don't even have the professional skills to do it? You're not even the professional hairstylist trying to give yourself your own haircut. But you think that you can unravel all of the psychology, all of the limiting beliefs, the fat fears, all of this deep, deep, deep well that is getting in your way of making weight loss struggle-free. Don't you believe that you deserve to finally give yourself the gift that you've never given yourself, the gift of freedom from the battle that you've been battling your whole life with food and your weight? If you believe that you deserve to break free of this finally, once and for all, and if it makes sense to you that a food diet isn't going to give you these results, because a food diet is just the recipe for healthy eating. The healthy eating is easy. Once you have the right mindset in place, that's the foundation. That's 92.8% of the challenge. If you believe that you deserve to finally break free of this lifelong battle, I invite you to head on over to www.discovery-session.com. Get started there. Apply for a complimentary weight loss discovery session with me. Let's find out if or how I can help you personally. Let's find out if it would be a good mutual fit for us to work together in the Inner Self Diet so that you can finally end your food and weight battles once and for all. You can start with that now at www.discovery-session.com. I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of the 12 days of weight loss. Make sure that you have opted in to get the worksheets for each of the 12 days, because they will make it so much easier for you to complete these daily steps. Even though the daily steps are super simple, we're only focusing on one subject. And here, day 1 and day 2 was really the same subject. We're just taking it deeper on day 2. So you just have to Follow through, complete these steps. Using the worksheets will make it even easier for you. You can opt in for the worksheets at www.fearlessfatloss.com/12 days. I'm JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the Inner Self Diet, the diet that's not a diet and the diet that actually works because it heals the root of the real problem. I wish you your best life living inside of your ideal body.